Okay, we'll call to order the October 23rd meeting of the Tilton Northfield Fire and EMS Fire Station Building Committee to order. It's 5:33 on October 23rd. Those present: Dennis, Tim, Chief, Kevin, Lisa, Paul. I did hear from Matt, he cannot make it tonight, and I just got an email from Nate, he cannot make it, and the chief said that Derek cannot make it. We do have a quorum, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. So, Chief, is there something you want to say before I give a quick outline of Monday's meeting with Lorero?
No, I don't think there's anything new to say. I have all kinds of documents to pass out for us to go over tonight, and just take it as you want to read it. I guess we'll do the minutes.
Well, we can do the minutes now, or we can do them later. You want to do them now? I make a motion to open the minutes of 10/7/2025 for discussion.
One second. I had a few items on page 2 in the middle of the big paragraph. A little more than a third of the way down, Commissioner Sattler said he didn't like the phrasing on page 4, bulletin 3. That should be bullet 3. And then in the next sentence, the same thing. Conversation ensued, other options. Paul B. asked for thoughts on the last bullet. And then in the next sentence, Paul B. stated that the deficiencies listed on page 5 are all Park Street, and there are none listed for, they're non-listed, it should be non-listed for Center Street.
Any other comments? Those in favor of accepting the corrected minutes of 10/7, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So corrected and so accepted. So we had a very brief meeting on Monday with Lorero. We're coming down to the nitty-gritty, and most of the big questions have been answered. So we discussed this, the renderings, and I guess I'd like to determine if we approve this mailing, and if so, we'll give word to Lorero that they can go ahead and mail them out. It seems to me they covered pretty much everything we asked. I know that we accept we don't have to move this. Is everybody fine with it?
I'm fine with that. I think, at some point we should have this conversation about if we don't have the support of the committee of the commissioners, at what point do we adjust, change directions? And do we want to spend the money to send this out? Do we want to have those sessions anyway? Do we want to have those sessions with some other thought process or agenda? Because you were at the meeting the other day, and the commissioners are not in favor of moving forward with a $21 million+ project as it's currently designed. And we had the conversation that, for what the commissioners asked for, the committee has provided. This is a solution that will do the job, but I think a lot of us didn't feel the cost was going to be, or maybe we just hoped that the cost wouldn't be so high. But at what point do we pump the brakes a little bit and say, how far are we gonna keep going with this before we address the elephant in the room?
Well, I know you sent an email out to everyone.
I mean, I can think of the meeting, there was some conversation about, well, if we have the sessions, we can at least get the public to tell us that they agree with that thought, but that doesn't help us move towards a project that they're gonna vote for.
Well, my feeling is we're so far down this avenue right now that we really need to get a feel for what the public wants. What we've done is we followed this recommendation from the chiefs and from the commissioners. So I think from that perspective, this committee has fulfilled its goal. The true end game is going to be in March. My feeling is that having these public outreach sessions is going to do nothing but enhance our understanding of what the community wants or is willing to support. So my feeling is the only aspect of this project that I don't agree with or cannot stand behind is the cost. Now, if there are townspeople that say, I like the idea and I know it's expensive, I'm willing to support it, then I say, let's hear that voice. Let's hear all the voices. This is an opportunity to hear the voices.
Do you remember off the top of your head how many people answered that survey?
11%. I don't know how many people that turned out to be. It was 11% participation rate.
Yes, it's a fairly large number, more so than what showed up at district meetings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just wondering, on to Paul's point, if you have it, if when this goes out, when this goes out and people get it, they're gonna be like, either like, oh, this is really cool, or are you freaking kidding me? And
Or both.
Oh, they'll get both.
they'll be both. No, yeah, it's gonna be both. But I mean, in one household, it's gonna be one.
I think this is the balls. I really think this is the balls. I'm not willing to buy that ball.
Right. But that's the thing. But but
Nowhere on here does it say what the price is.
Yeah. But on the positive
That's
side,
that's
it's
the
gonna
problem.
the hearings might have pretty good attendance because I think you're gonna have passionate people on both sides of that. Hey, this is awesome, or they're out of their freaking minds.
The bottom line is, we have no say, as this committee,
Right.
we have no say whether or not we have no say in what gets presented regardless of what we do.
Right.
We have met every challenge the commissioners have presented us. We got done what we were asked to do. It's right here, right now, where it is. If they're not going to present it, we ought not be spending any more of the people's money on it, because
If who's not going to present it?
the commissioners have the final say whether a warrant gets written to present this to the voters, no matter what we do.
Right.
We have zero say in that. That's not our thing. And my position is, if there's even a fleeting thought, how do you justify spending more money? Because we spent a lot of money.
We've spent on many iterations. Every time we do this nut roll, it's a couple $100,000.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I mean,
Right, and I think there's more than the two groups that you sort of indicated.
well, right.
There'll be the group who goes, we finally need it, and I know it's a lot of money, but I can afford it. And there's going to be that other group that's, you're out of your mind.
And everybody in the middle.
Right,
Yeah.
but then you're going to have, you're going to have that group that says, how much money did you spend to get to this point? And, no one's in favor of the dollar amount.
So
Shame on us for spending the money. to get
why,
here.
why is there no price on here?
Because
Because
we
we don't have
haven't
it.
received it yet. November 3rd, we're gonna get the not to exceed price, and that will be distributed to the public in the school
It'll be put in
meetings.
the PowerPoint.
So,
Everybody's gonna come just to find out how much it is.
And then, right, we get tired of
Do
that.
we wear,
or
do we wear
whatever, right?
bulletproof
Or not, I
vests
mean, you
or
really,
not?
I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna say, I'll hold that back. But I agree, I understand what you're saying, but to the other point, like I was saying, if it's well attended, I think these hearings will probably be very clear to the commissioners and even us on the committee as to how, because whoever shows up at these hearings, that's pretty much gonna be who shows up at the district meeting for the most part. I think that's safe to assume that, at the very least. And that, so, on that point, I think we'll have a pretty good idea whether or not, or you guys will have a pretty good idea whether or not it goes, you know, because the three of you, I would hope the three of you aren't going to sit there and go, you know, let's just say, which I do not think this is going to happen, that everybody shows up and goes, wow, that's great, let's go for it. And you guys go, no, we don't agree. I don't think,
No.
you know what,
That's-
three of you aren't going to do that if at both hearings the townspeople were like overwhelmingly in favor.
Right.
Then you most definitely would get tarred and feathered.
Right.
Well, I guess my feeling
it's
is,
not gonna be less than 20 million bucks. It's not gonna be.
Probably not.
Not in this iteration.
No, I'm not kidding
Not.
myself on the price. I'm just saying my point was I think we will get a clear and concise answer at these meetings.
I still think we need to have the public hearings
And
on
that's
this far.
$806 a foot, which is $210 a foot less than Derry just spent, but we ain't Derry.
What did you say our school district costs us every year?
WGFM. Way too much. 30 million bucks. But that's 3 towns too, so the thing to do, if we wanna ride that bus for a minute just to have some fun, you find out exactly what Tilton's expense is to the school district and exactly what Northfield's expense is to the district, and you say, look, you piss this away every year, people. This is a one-time thing for 30 years. Over there, they rape you every year.
Every year.
And we just love it.
Right, and I think when you show
But
that
I don't think that's
comparison,
gonna make
I
enough
mean,
difference to enough, that's only gonna make people like me happy.
Well, it'll probably agitate a whole
it's-
nother group.
But it is an eye opener.
It's been mind-boggling me for years. I've said it for years.
We've been neglecting this for years, but yet we've been shoveling it in with less students. They got more administration than they do have teachers.
And we had to close buildings because we don't have students, and yet after we close it, we build big new ones.
And if I just have none of those problems,
I know,
Right.
exactly.
we just can't
That-
seem
yeah,
to
that's
So,
bring
so it's hard
something like this to
But
fruition.
how can you, I guess, how do you present that?
It depends on what tone you want. You want me to do it, or do you want you to do it?
I don't think that really, you don't make that comparison at this public hearing.
Oh, not
Public
at this.
information.
I mean, I'm thinking.
We have to
That's a
set time,
debate,
so-
This is
it's
for
debate
public
and onions
hearing.
at the
This isn't
bar.
a hearing.
Exactly.
This is information.
Yeah, it's information, it's not hearing, right. It is.
But,
Right.
I mean, 'cause I don't believe that the commissioners will present this at 21, 20, 18. I don't know what the number is, but it ain't this.
Well, we should, I
What's the
started
cost?
out.
We've spent
we
X
should
amount
have
with
had a
them
budget.
already.
We should have had a
What's this
budget.
cost us? What's the cost of this and their time for the outreach?
It's within our thing, it's
It's in the
$100,000,
contract,
isn't
I
it?
think it's about $10,000.
Well, yeah, but we've spent close to the 100, right?
Oh,
Right,
well,
I'm
there
talking
was
about-
original 100 and then there was.
There was an
Right.
additional
Yeah.
beyond
So
that,
there's more.
because we
So-
added,
But we've
Scope
done this
to the
how many
project.
times in a row
Yeah.
over the last 20 years, right?
and so,
We got somewhere, I think. But
I think.
can I speak? I've been interrupted a couple times. I just would like, I encourage everybody else to speak every now and then. I want to also. If you look at the cost, let's take a step back. previous iterations of this committee has always thought that they understood, as did commissioners, what the community would tolerate. That's why we brought forward these projects. We tried to nip that in the bud last July by sending out that survey. Unfortunately, we didn't get the definitive answers that we were looking for. So unfortunately now, we're back in the situation of what we think the community will tolerate. We've already spent tremendous amount of money getting to this point. The cost of mailing this out and the cost of 2 public outreach sessions is minuscule compared to burying this work. I would rather present this to the public as 4 years of our work, 4 years of working with 3 years work, 2.5 working with Lorero. Let's present it. Why do we want to take this and just put it on the back shelf and say to heck with
Oh, I
it?
didn't think that was what we were doing. You're saying, I was thinking they might put it on the shelf after the presentation.
Well,
Why would we pull the plug ahead
I
prematurely?
That's Kevin's
think
point.
that's what Kevin is suggesting.
Oh, I disagree. Sorry.
That's nothing wrong with that at all. But I don't,
And I'm already thinking, all right, so if things go the way I think they're gonna go, and people say, all right, well, you need to come back with a lower cost solution. Oh, I don't think we can do that between November 17th and district meeting.
I do.
I don't
You're
think,
going
Don't
to-
like my answer.
I don't think
What is
Lorero can give us pricing, and we can have all the appropriate dates met. But yeah, I'm not thinking necessarily that we shelve this and, you know, everybody goes home and we let some other group of people do this 10 years from now. You know, but maybe it's not presented in 2026.
Well, I think at the end of the public outreach sessions, we'll know what the community will tolerate. And then it's up to the commissioners to decide, do we bring this forward? Or do we take a step back and initiate some different?
You might get people might say, well, $20 million and you out of your mind. Well, how much is it gonna cost to just build Salmon Road? Why can't you just build the one? Instead of tearing down the one on Park Street and all that.
You're gonna get that.
We are gonna get that because we all know that Center Street is why we're here.
Well, we'll have those numbers on the 3rd.
I think I've always in the back of my head said we need a fallback plan. But not
you
until,
can't have a fallback
not
plan in
until-
the form of a warrant article for a moment. It's
Well,
yes
it's-
or no. It's
yes, and
yes,
when
this
it,
or
when it
nothing.
fails, you need a fallback plan for the next year.
But what's to say, but again, to the point that I just made, what's to say, I mean, if, I'm not saying that this is gonna happen, but what if it happened and everybody's just like, well, 20 million, why are we building 2 buildings? Why are we building 2? We're tearing down Park Street to build this. We understand why you're tearing down Center Street, but that's gonna come down after you build Salmon Road. So why are you doing 2? How much does that building cost? Well, that's 7 to 10 million. You know, at 7 to 10 million sounds a lot better than 20 million. And you may get that. What prevents the commissioners from? I mean, the warrant article is not written. I mean, that here again, that's up to them.
The whole reason this is before us right now in the community, and the commissioners, is because the commissioners asked the chiefs to come up with what the chiefs thinks is the best thing for this community going forward, this fire district going forward. This committee worked with that charge and came up with, this is what the chiefs thinks is the best thing for the fire district. The chiefs that do all the work here, that have over 100 years of firefighting experience. That's what this is. You didn't ask the chiefs to come up with the cheapest solution. You asked us to come up with what do we think is the best thing to do for the community for the next 100 years.
I think everybody's done what they were asked to do.
Yeah, so that's why these are what they are.
I think we're second guessing.
But if they were to say, why you build two, only build one, well,
It's not gonna work, because there's no headquarters there.
there's no,
Right. I
one
know
of
that.
these doesn't, neither one of these work standalone.
Right.
Right, it's not a phase, it's either one of them, right?
So it is what it is. I definitely think we should move forward with the presentations and get a feel, and then I guess it's up to the commissioners whether they write a warrant article or not. But we've come this far, why wouldn't you write the warrant article?
I was gonna say, we've come this far, why wouldn't we have the outreach?
Oh, we would, that's what I'm saying. I'd do this, and even after that, I'm not sure, even if you get feedback from the public, that's no way, not everybody comes to these. You get a definitive answer in March, one way or another.
Yeah. And to your point, if this goes to warrant article, you're gonna get a shit ton of people coming to that district meeting. Probably a lot more than last year.
More than 46?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Well, is it safe to say that the committee wants to move forward with this? I'm all for it.
I'm for it, yeah.
Okay. So there are a couple slides that Lorero needs some guidance on. One of them is takeaways from the survey. Now, if you could pass one to the chief, please. What I did was I didn't cherry pick this. I just went to the conclusions that UNH supplied. Now, these don't lend themselves to bullet points. You know, some of them are pretty long-winded. And they're in no particular order. So I guess what I'd like to do is get your opinion on what the bullet points should say, what order they should be in, because Lorero needs these by tomorrow in order to integrate them.
You want to go through them one at a time?
I'd love to. I figured I'd give everyone a chance to read them. The two comments at the bottom are mine on the part of the recommendations or conclusions.
You could throw this into like Chat GPT and tell them to come up with bullets. Make it bullet.
I've never used it, but we can.
Yeah.
I don't understand through.
So the question was, what's more important to you? The response time or cost of constructing a new building?
You stuck in the road to respond, but then you're adding
What, I spelled it wrong?
No, I didn't understand. I'm saying, why is emergency response time more important than construction costs?
That was, yeah, the
But
survey
that was the
result.
survey result,
Right.
and to me, it didn't come across like,
Okay.
was that, it's probably me. I'm getting to see.
I will say though, looking at number 5, we did the total opposite for the most most part of what the survey said.
Yeah, and the strange thing was, those were all within a couple percentage points of each other, so it really was a toss-up.
Right. Because whatever this, well, my point is, whatever the secondary was to each one of them,
Was
it's
not
still
all
Salmon
there.
Road headquarters on all three of them, regardless of what. And then it was pretty much three different options for Park Street.
So this was July 2024, this was November of 2024.
But there was a reason, right, that we didn't, the headquarters wouldn't fit, is that what it was?
It would fit.
It
We
would
just-
fit.
At the chief, we thought that the headquarters would be better suited at Park Street, because we'd have more staffing at Park Street, and it's better, you know,
Closer to
close-
the village.
closer to the village, enables us to interact with a higher majority of the staff.
And that was sort of an evolution, because when we first started talking about the plan, it was like, all right, phase one will be Sanborn Road, so that we can move everybody out of Center Street. And so to be able to do that, you put the admin up there. And then when the chiefs talked about how they thought the department would run best, they were like, well, that's not where they would prefer to have the admin. So that's how that evolves. And the chief's recommendations would say that they were gonna move the firefighters, but they were gonna leave admin up at Center Street until Park Street was completed.
Now, the call firefighters, most of them are from Northfield.
Yeah,
Now
most of them,
the calls will come to Sanborn Road. Call firefighters.
well, most of them are closer to the Park Street Fire Station than they would be to the Sanborn Road Fire Station. Our most active call firefighters
Or 60
are
years
60
old.
years and older. So how much longer are they gonna be responding to calls?
So you look at the response times, you know, I'm not gonna rehash other stuff, but I mean, we're talking about how we, you know, so then we started relocating due to admin, which has nothing to do with response times. And potentially a force that's gonna be, I mean, we're trying to make a 50-year plan for buildings based on a probably a decade worth of now. I mean, you know, everything in a decade that we're looking at, this 50-year plan, is gonna be probably obsolete in a decade, which is totally counterintuitive in my mind.
Well, and I
Look
don't
how much has changed in the last decade.
I don't necessarily, you know, think that's entirely accurate, because say we get, you know, we're gonna get down the road, 5 years from now, we're gonna have 4 firefighters down at Park Street, and we'll have 2 up at Sanborn Road. So they get a call, and they're responding from Park Street. Say all 4 of the guys leave with an ambulance and an engine, and then they need more coverage. Well, that coverage is gonna be your other 2 guys coming out of Sanborn Road.
No,
No,
maybe.
I don't understand what you're saying.
No, well,
It's,
no.
it's hard to predict operational responses, because there would be, the district would be split up into operational response zones. So the 2 stations are built, anything, I think, from Lowe's Drive that way, the primary response would be from the Sanborn Road station. Lowe's Drive this day, the primary
So I was trying
response
to
would
get
be-
to the point where all 6 of them are responding to a call.
Yep.
So if the call firefighters go to Park Street, I mean, at that point, where does it matter which station they go to, as long as it's predetermined that they're gonna go to a station, and you're gonna have the backup trucks that they need for that call are at the right station. So if they wanna continue to go to Park Street, you just put that equipment at Park Street. So it's not like, you know, because we put admin and 4 firefighters on Park Street, that the call fires now have
Can't
to
go
go
on
to
this.
Sanborn Road. I guess that's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, one of the other reasons that the chiefs feel that the admin should be at Park Street, along with the integration with the career people. There's more people to interact with at a time, is that's where most of the call company responds to, and it helps ingratiate the call company more into the operations of the fire department. Right now, operations of the fire department are at Center Street, and the call company responds to Park Street, and a lot of times they're down there by themselves with no career personnel to help them or direct them. I mean, we train them, you know, to respond as appropriately as possible, but
Well,
they don't have the experience level as a career person does.
I don't think that should be a frontline argument point.
I'm not saying that it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's one of the other factors that why we decided what we did.
Okay,
But the
So the
task at hand
question
is to
will come
remove
up.
these for a slide though.
correct. That's the task.
What's the verbiage to come up with for a few
Right.
bullet points, or maybe it's, instead of bullet points, maybe it's just a summary. Couple sentence summary.
Yeah, maybe it's not a bullet point, it's a paragraph.
When would this go out?
Notice?
You soon.
It
Real
already
soon.
did to 6 people. Me being one of them.
Yeah, it's already been posted.
Except the picture didn't come out, I don't know if you noticed that. It didn't. I got it and I said, oh, they sent it out, and then I'm like, anyway.
Well, you said we'll have numbers in November, what'd you say, 5th?
November 3rd.
November 3rd. You're not gonna put it up before that, eh?
What else?
Mail
this
it?
out.
Put this out
It
before,
would-
Yes,
Yes.
that's going out immediately. The
I thought it was gonna have
maximum,
the price on it.
no, the maximum, I don't think, well, I don't recall ever stating that. The maximum guaranteed price is going to be discussed at the public outreach. I thought we had discussed that several meetings ago.
I
That's,
don't know, if I get this in the mail, well, how much is that? You didn't
Then
even
you're
tell
gonna
me
have
how
to
much
go
it's
to
gonna
find out.
cost.
Go to the
Then
meeting
you
and
go to the
find
meeting
out
and
all
find
the
out.
details.
Is that more likely or less likely to make it come, make it wanna come to the meeting?
make more likely in my mind.
I would assume.
Because you want to know, okay, this looks beautiful, how much is it going to cost?
The price is one of the details, no different than
The plans.
the floor plans or anything else. This is just informational. This is what we're gonna talk about. The details are at those public outreach meetings.
Right, so we're not really having been much help as far as coming up with,
But not yet. I'm hoping it comes quickly.
Me too.
did they have an executive summary?
They did. That's where most of this came from.
But they didn't like summarize it down to.
But-
That's how I was thinking, I didn't remember seeing that.
Lorero asked you for this?
Well,
For a slide? Are you saying
we-
it's a slide?
No,
he said
they
we
didn't.
should at
We
least-
thought that some of this should be included
Oh, okay.
in the PowerPoint.
We mentioned the survey, but, you know, then there's, you know, we wanna follow up with, all right, what did the survey provide as for context?
Do we have to get too creative with this right now? I mean, can this slide just be, survey highlights? And then, boom, boom, boom?
yeah,
People are gonna wanna
That's
discuss
what
them.
he's like.
that's what it is.
Right.
That's
Well, right.
what this page is.
No, exactly, so I mean, are you looking to reword all these, is that what?
Well, I'm looking for approval of either this wording or other wording so that they can put these bullet points on a slide. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you want, generally with a bullet, you don't wanna be wordy, cause you're gonna talk about it, I mean, that's
Right.
the secret to success to any briefing is don't fill that damn slide with words.
I
The
mean,
last one, I think, is irrelevant, because the proposal is not to have a single station in Northfield.
yeah, he
What's
said the
that?
last two were just his comments. He said these last two were not.
Yeah.
Only the numbered ones are from the survey.
These are just his comments to us, the group.
I don't think number 5 is helpful in any way. It's too many.
Yeah, it gets very,
These were the top 3. Well, how many were there? I don't remember. What were the other
Right.
ones?
But here again, do we really want to put that up there to have people go, and here you were, like I said, it says headquarters on Salmon Road on all 3 of them, why did you design it? Why'd you put it in Northfield? You know, it's, they might ask it.
I thought the survey, the results were just confusing as.
You know why?
Even the way
Because
they
they didn't
presented it.
say you should do this or we should do this. They said,
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
so
We can delete 5 out. It doesn't serve a
in
purpose.
effect, the survey probably accurately reflects the feeling of the entire community.
okay,
Confused
do we
as heck.
wanna delete number 5?
Yeah, because there were
I
so
think
many
so.
choices and it's confusing
It
even to
is.
read, never
Right.
mind.
Okay, so is everyone in agreement we scratch 5? Okay,
I think the one facility or 2 comment is important. Even though it's different than what we proposed.
right. Well, again, I didn't cherry pick. And I weeded out some of the other points similar to 5 that just got,
But really didn't give
Right.
you a definitive.
Instead of talking about the survey in PowerPoint, maybe we should talk about the chief's recommendation.
well, that was my next thought, but
Well, we have to say that we did put out a survey.
Right.
The survey
and someone
gave us
says,
mixed
yeah,
response. That, maybe you don't, maybe you
Maybe
don't do
that's
that.
it.
The survey, we got respondents, 40% from Tilton, 60 from Northfield.
Well,
We got
or
mixed
you put these on, you
results.
put these on the slide, but then the talking point is that verbiage about, wasn't definitive, a lot of mixed results and.
Help me with number 2. 35% of respondents want a station in Tilton. 24% of respondents want a station in Northfield, even though majority of respondents are from Northfield. So is that telling me that people in Northfield would rather have a station in Tilton than Northfield?
what that's saying is you take the entire body of respondents, not Tilton, not Northfield, the entire body. 35% of that body said we want a station in Tilton. 24 said we want a station in Northfield.
The remaining
Well, yeah, what was
percent
the remainder?
was mixed. Is that what it is?
No opinion or, what was
That-
the? I didn't bring
That
the-
does confuse.
You didn't bring a big fat book with you.
Well, and then the way
It wasn't.
So,
that last part should either not be there or be worded as a second sentence or something.
did the other 59% not answer that question?
I guess that's the,
And,
you're right.
and it could have, I mean,
And
and
the
that's what was so
40%,
crazy about the survey, because when you broke down, and everyone, remember that, like, 81 pages, did you say it was, Paul? When they broke down every single question, they went through and they showed you, like,
Pie charts and,
yeah, and it was, but the people who didn't answer, because not everybody answers every question on a survey. And that led to a lot of, because we had,
No opinion or not sure.
yeah,
or-
exactly.
Right.
And a lot of them shows it was good. You know what? I looked at that survey results, having dealt with a lot of surveys, You
I'm
know,
gonna grab my computer out of the truck, I've got the survey on
they, it was almost like they cherry picked the questions that they wanted to answer, and I was like, I don't care about that, I'm not gonna answer it. Which kind of leaves, you know, the people who are trying to get something out of it, well, okay, so what the hell do you want?
When I read the results, I thought, we
It's no hope at all.
we got no further down any direction whatsoever. When I read it, I just said, well, all right, it's as much.
Yeah, it relieved none of the,
It didn't
it
It
relieved.
affirmatively answer any questions.
Yeah.
It gave you inklings to some answers, but nothing concrete.
Right. So maybe instead
Yeah,
of
if it
bullet points,
confirmed
we
all
just
those
say,
different
we
voices
did
we'd
send
already
out,
heard.
we did send out the survey, and we got extremely mixed results that would not definitively define what the public wanted. We just put down. Therefore, we moved forward with the chief's recommendations, the commissioner's recommendations.
Threw me off is the majority of the people who took the survey are senior citizens and make over $200,000 a year.
Yeah, I'm not one of those.
We should
I'm
be
a
so
senior
lucky.
citizen, but
I was just like, I'm just like, wow.
I never made that in my entire
Yeah.
life per
I've
year.
looked at the demographics of this area as the census says, and it's never quite
I think
come out.
everybody at this table is a senior citizen.
Not every year, no. There's been some years. Things were good and we were much bigger than we are now. Yeah, I don't know how you can take any lead at all from the survey. It's just, we knew this much before the survey. After the survey, we knew this much.
And maybe that's what we need to say. The survey was not definitive in any one
With the
direction.
paragraph, the survey, you know, we solicited the community for their opinion. We got 11% response, and out of that 11%, we had no clear and defined direction.
That's
That's
perfect.
the right way to put it.
That's
Somebody-
perfect.
And maybe we can get that off the recorder.
Yeah, right in here,
You might
what you
repeat that.
just said.
I suffer from CRS.
You're gonna be able to repeat it and put it in print?
I don't know, I might have to solicit. Who's actually doing the minutes now? Is that Kathy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should go see Kathy and say, hey, throw me a bone. I don't remember exactly what I said.
Well, you said something that they would send a
We sent
survey
out a
out
survey
Yep.
with
out.
11% response.
My phone, you can dictate it, and we'll turn it into a Word document. Is that what you're doing? Or you
No.
do it?
I haven't learned how to do that yet. I can dictate a text message, but it doesn't come out right half the time.
475 was the number of returned surveys.
175.
475 out of
5,000.
Wouldn't it be less than
That's
5,000
not
to be
11%.
11%?
With the households, you know, so, but we hit did we do every household? Is that what it was?
Every,
Yes.
Right, so you can't consider the whole population, because I think we're roughly what? I think we're about 4,500 apiece. Total
No,
residents in
The
town.
It's a little bit more than
paper
that.
survey
Yeah,
was
we gotta
mailed
push it 10,000.
Yes,
all-
very close to 10,000 right now.
A paper survey was mailed to all 4,188 Tilton and Northfield households
4,100.
in
So-
88.
A little more than 2 people per household, almost 2.5.
I hate the word feeling.
4,200.
4,200?
4188 was the exact number.
4188.
Notes, it won't let
And
me
we got
do it.
475 back.
475 82 were completed online, of those 475. So it could have been 2 people from one address, who knows?
Yeah.
Should we record that? And then I can put it into text, we can do it through notes on our phone. Or has he got it in?
We gotta get Dennis to repeat it word for word. That was magical.
It was. We got it there though. And I'll see if we go on it, when you were just saying.
What, this one? Or,
You read it first, whoops, now it's.
Including what you're saying right now.
40% of,
Wait,
40% respondents live in Tilton, comma, 60% in
you
Northfield.
read it like that I have, we have it written.
Well, I thought that's what you wanted me to
No,
read.
you said how many people got it and how many responded,
All right.
right? Don't you think that's a good number?
Sure. A paper survey was mailed to all 4,188 Tilton and Northfield households in June 2024. Overall, 475 residents completed the survey between June 6 and June 26, 2024, with 393 surveys completed on paper and 82 completed online through Qualtrics, resulting in an overall response rate of 11%.
I don't think you need to say all that.
No, I'm gonna
Well,
edit it.
she asked me
Yeah.
to recite it.
I think
You
they're just
can-
trying out the new toy.
You can clean it up afterwards.
Right,
We sent out a survey and had 11% respond to all Tilton Northfield households. And
Is that the
11%.
tack we're gonna take and we're not gonna use bullet points?
I think
I
it's,
think so.
Okay.
This is not exactly what I said. I just said, I'm like, roughly.
So do we need to get you going again and then have you repeat it?
So forget this one, I'm gonna save it anyway.
Well, I mean, that's text right off the survey, which is available on the website or on my hard drive. Do you think putting this on the PowerPoint, it's kind of long and drawn out?
Nobody will
I
read it.
think-
I wouldn't
I
mind
think-
having it on a table as a handout.
a handout, I think in the no one's gonna read it in the PowerPoint. But we should talk about it, saying that this is a result, while you're here tonight is a result of that.
Well, do you plan on having printed copies of the PowerPoint?
I can,
I'm not suggesting it, I'm just asking.
I don't know, we haven't discussed it yet. I brought copies,
It's common to do that, though, right?
yes. I have copies
Yeah,
for all of us
you're told.
tonight of what it currently is, and I've made some additions to what they sent out, was it 2 days ago? Yesterday, 2 days ago? But I didn't feel like reprinting it all just because one page is different.
What I've seen do when I've gone to presentations is they don't actually print, they print the several slides per page.
Yes, yes.
So that you can write your
That's
notes
when
and stuff.
when I've done it for district meeting, I shrink it down and do 2 sides. For us, it's large and one side so that you get the whole.
Right, but there's actually a format you can pick in PowerPoint.
Yes, I can.
And it has lines lines like this so that people can write their own comments if they have questions. You know which one I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about,
Maybe that's
I don't
more
know if that's in a-
engineering wise, but,
printed version, but I'll look, I know it's in like the draft thing maybe, but
well, it's because then
it's easy enough
people,
to do.
like, say you have 4 slides or 6 slides per page.
That's too many, you can't, the detail
It's
gets
too
too
small.
small.
Two is-
Two,
Okay.
I need to be able to see it.
2 per page is really ideal.
Oh, 2 or 3, right?
And then you have it on the back side too,
Yeah.
so you'll
Yeah.
save it on paper. This is, see how much, this is
That's a
just
lot
for
of
us
paper.
tonight,
That's a lot of paper.
that's almost a ream.
Yeah, and you don't know how many people are gonna show up, so you don't even know how much to print.
Right.
Yeah,
The other thing that I've had
And it might
is
be,
people, you're given a handout and it gives you a link to watch it online, or watch the presentation on the website.
the whole presentation will be recorded and will be available to watch as a link.
Right, so maybe you don't hand out this last time. You hand out a summary sheet that says, for this presentation, here's the link.
And then we could do that.
Because what if,
PDF of this.
what if 100
Word
people
it
show
is,
up,
like
are you
I said,
gonna have 100?
From the complete
You might
responses.
I'm not gonna
specific
print 100.
direction was-
Well, if I needed to print 100, I would probably go to Staples and let them do it, because
But
I
I
Right,
just
but you won't
do it
know,
cheaper
you
than
won't
we
know
can.
District
how many
Senators
people are
survey
gonna
asked
show up, so.
No idea.
regarding fire facility. Only 11%
Probably more than
of district responded
48.
to the survey, and from
Which is what we
and
had
from
last
the
year,
district
46 at
responses,
last year's district.
No specific direction.
Was obtained or
Remember what I said? Word
was
obtained,
derived?
Or became evident, or
Read your last line.
And from the completed responses, no specific direction was. What did you say?
There was no clear specific direction. I don't know,
I put no, no,
there was
no clear, or take out specific, no clear direction
There was no clear,
No,
yeah,
no clear direction was given. Or
Yes, that's
yeah,
appropriate.
no clear direction was.
and the survey provided no clear direction.
Because you weren't coming from them. So the district sent out a survey to ascertain the community's true opinions regarding the new fire facility. Only 11% of the district responded to the survey, and from the completed responses, no clear direction was given. Here's one like that.
What was received? No
Right.
clear direction.
Oh, yeah,
was
received. There we go. Yeah, received. Just a simple word. Sometimes those simple things escape me. This for now.
Therefore, the commissioners,
well, I guess what's the next slide?
right, requested that we follow the chief's recommendations.
Yes.
That's, because that's
Therefore,
telling them
the
how did we arrive at 2 stations.
Commissioners asked us to
That's-
follow this, the fire chief's recommendation.
Right. Therefore, the commissioners directed the committee to follow the chief's recommendation. Simple. Principles of fix. Keep it simple, stupid.
Thank you.
If you can't read my writing,
So
then
with respect to the recommendation, is everybody comfortable with having printed copy available?
Is that's on the website, isn't it?
I think it is,
Yeah.
but I can't say off the top of my head whether it is.
You could summarize that we followed the recommendation of a station, 2 stations, or something like that. That's essentially what that is, right?
Well,
It's a
it
lot
goes into a
more.
lot of detail.
It does. The summary is, the recommendation is 2 stations. Right?
I mean, the worst thing that can happen to us, we might get the direction we were looking for that we didn't get in the survey. that doesn't help,
Well,
that doesn't help the,
you're more likely to get the direction of the people who are more likely to show up to a district meeting
right.
than of the entire community, which, let's face it, in these days and times, the priorities of people that live in this community, the general population is not local government. Most of the people are not complaining about their tax bill. They'll complain about it, but they write a check and send it in. That's the end of it.
I mean, people will come out with certain things. If I'm not mistaken, I remember years ago, I remember there was close to 500 people that came out when that warrant went up to split the district.
Yes, it was 490-something people.
And that was a huge meeting.
Yeah, my point with that is when you look at 11%, it's almost 497. Did you say? Or roughly that number? Yeah. I mean,
Or seven.
so yeah. I mean, no matter what the damn population of the town is, it's like you've got that number that's.
Well, I think if we're going to reference this, we should make it available.
Well,
Because
it's
I-
one page, because it's on both sides.
Yeah, I can put it on both sides of the one
Yeah,
piece of
That'd
paper.
be a handout.
the reason I say that is if we're gonna reference it in a discussion, where's that recommendation? Can I see it? I don't wanna hear it go to our website. I wanna read it. So, I think we
It should be in the handout, whatever handout.
Well, there's not gonna be a handout, is there?
That's
You're
what
not
we're
gonna
talking
print
about. He's
that.
not gonna print that.
If you want me to print it, I'll print it. If you don't want me to print it, or have handouts of this, I will. I'll do whatever you guys want. If you guys want this, I will have it. If you want that, I will have it.
Well, maybe we should discuss that. I mean, I think certainly the pages that have like the floor plan, some of the renderings, like maybe those as a packet. I don't know if you need all
Are
of
we gonna go
them.
through that tonight? Maybe we can look at it and
We
say,
should.
yeah, we should have this in a
Okay.
handout.
Good idea. We'll just reference page numbers,
Right.
You want to hand this out?
please.
Oops, sorry, we're going around.
Ladies
All right,
first.
and this page replaces the second to last page.
Yeah, so the page numbers correspond.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's start with page 2.
You like how they got our fire engine on the cover now?
Much better, because people would notice that, you know.
I noticed it right away.
Any comments on page 2? Page 3. Okay, we're gonna scratch the highlighted yellow, right?
And is this where we're gonna put,
What's highlighted yellow has been scratched.
That's gonna be where that,
This is where we're gonna add your
your blurb,
narrative.
right?
Oh,
Page 4.
you can always bang that against what I said too. Are all the changes are any changes that they've made from the last time we looked at this, are they highlighted? I I mean, other than I know we did a lot of page shifting, but I'm saying the contents.
I believe so.
Those,
I'm
the
not 100%
content
sure.
changes. Okay.
Page 4,
Mhm.
firehouse repairs. Independent inspections confirm that major deficiencies cannot be solved with patchwork fixes. We have a complete list of fixes for Park Street.
And
We decided not to list them.
And we have to, if we renovate the building, we have to bring the entire building to today's code, right?
If we renovate it.
Well, how do you're fixing major deficiencies, how can that not be considered renovation?
I mean, that's not my argument. My argument's going to be that there's no requirement that it meets today's standards.
Correct.
So, we tell the whole story, we don't. It doesn't, you're right, it absolutely does not. But there's no requirement that it has to.
Other than protecting the millions of dollars of equipment.
Which is insured. And it is limited.
Not fully insured. Because any vehicle over a certain age, Primex doesn't cover it.
What do we have that's
Replacement
old?
cost.
What do we have that's old enough? If it's brand new.
The tanker is too old to be fully covered. I think that's it right now.
So what do you propose changing that to?
I mean, it is true, they can't be solved with patchwork fixes. Those patchwork fixes cost a lot of money.
But to me, that whole section is referring to Park Street. And the bigger problem is Center Street. And we're just assuming everybody knows all the problems in Center Street, so we're not gonna list them there. We're gonna cover it with that, ADA
We-
compliance thing.
We have a slide in here for Center Street.
Well, yeah, we mentioned that it's, built in 1867, remodeled multiple times. And then it gives features, but
Well, we
it's
can
like
get rid of
we're
that
making,
second.
we're making an effort to talk about deficiencies at Park Street. In my opinion, and more so than we are talking about deficiencies at Center Street.
I think these apply to both stations, actually, in my mind.
I thought that this slide was for, this was a general slide, not necessarily specific.
Right.
Correct.
But the independent inspections that they were using the data from was a Park Street.
We also had, sorry, Paul, go ahead.
That's all right, go ahead, Chief.
We also had the State Fire Marshal and Primex inspect Center Street for deficiencies. And those are listed in
Those
2 pages
reports
down.
were sent to whatever.
Okay. Instead of saying cannot be solved, confirm that major deficiencies exist, rather than cannot be solved with patchwork fixes, right? I mean, I see where you're looking at it and you're saying, well, they gave us a list, but independent inspections confirm that major deficiencies exist at both stations.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Because
Instead of the patchwork terminology?
So we're gonna change that to exist at both stations?
Sure.
And we're gonna remove cannot be solved with patchwork fixes.
Because that's arguable, and,
Yeah.
and we're just saying they exist.
Right. And that is a true statement.
Right.
Any other comments on page 4?
like the Anchorage one, where at the end it says likely inadequate. Well, either we know they're inadequate or they're not. And if you don't know, then you shouldn't be saying it.
Right.
And there again, we're not telling the whole story.
Right.
Current code requires 75 pounds per square foot. There's no requirement that that
So-
building has to be
They're not saying it.
anything but you're leading the public to believe that this is worse than it is.
It met the code
I-
at the time.
What's
it was
false about
built.
it? What's false about it?
Or misleading. I see
You-
nothing.
if I read this, oh Jesus, current code requires 75.
Well, it does, doesn't it?
That's right, but there's no requirement that we meet that.
Right, nor do we say that all
Well,
we're
but-
doing is saying
Well,
it,
we put the word outdated in front of 40.
yeah.
So we're leading you down this path that,
This thing is if you can't, I don't know where you're looking if you don't see this as leading, particularly when you have a fix for every one of these things that we're just plain not gonna share. We're not gonna tell the public about
I
it.
Well, it's
don't
major.
think we have a
We don't.
fix for all of that. Because as soon as we start tearing into the roof diaphragm and putting sheathing on that, now we have to update the whole building. There's one restroom. There's no provisions for female restroom.
I think we have to strike a balance between saying that the building is horrible and unsafe as compared to it's been there for 40 years and you leave it alone, it'll be there for another 40 years. Because you're going to get that. You're going to get people saying that.
But we're trying to make
But
Park Street.
there is in fact a document here that is just like this, and under every one of these, it lists the correction for every one of these problems. We are not showing that to the public. We've decided as a group, John Q. Public, you're not seeing that. I want you to see this, because I want this. That's-
So if you're going to list deficiencies, just list the deficiencies without the opinion. And somebody then can ask, you say, all right, roof truss is designed for 40 PSI snow level. And somebody can say, well, why is that a problem? And then you can answer the question, well, if you were building a building today, it'd be 75. But that doesn't, I'm not coming out and saying that, the building's not safe. It's all on how you, it's all on how you present it. And this is presenting it like, people shouldn't be in the building.
Is it?
It's how you word it, right? If you were building a house today, it would be very different than that 200-year-old one up on the hill.
And also,
But there's nothing wrong with that 200-year-old house up on the hill.
also keep in mind that the majority of the people at
Maybe there is.
any meeting we hold,
Yeah.
their own home doesn't meet today's standards.
Right.
It just doesn't.
So, we're not replacing the garage because of deficiencies. We're replacing it because we need a new station that melds together, right? You cannot attach a headquarters with dorms and all of that to the existing building.
That is 100% correct.
So maybe that's what's.
But you can build right beside this. And then, oh my God, we have to go outside to go inside.
But I see where you're going. We're gonna, if we do this project, we're gonna correct all these issues because we'll have a new building. But here, it almost makes it sound like you have to do this because this
Right.
building's not safe.
Right. So I'm just saying that
It's
there
the
are
presentation.
deficiencies, but keeping that,
The deficiencies,
Well, let's just take the whole damn thing out, because you know what? We're not here because of Park Street's deficiencies.
that's sort of where I was
We're
going
here
with
for
this.
Center
We're
Street
here.
deficiencies.
that's the
Exactly. incorporates Park Street into it, which the only reason, in my mind, that Park Street is being, you know, in this plan is being torn down and replaced is because it's part of the plan and nothing more, really.
Right, it's part of this.
It's to accommodate, it's to accommodate this recommendation, absolutely.
And will the question come up, what's wrong with Park Street? Well,
I mean,
it
for the past
doesn't,
30, yeah.
it doesn't meet the future needs for us to be able to build a headquarters.
Seriously, the past 30 years has been about, what do we do at Center Street, not Park Street? And but this is the current version of how do we rectify Center Street. So, I mean, I agree with you. It's like, you don't want to mislead the public, because if you mislead the public, then you can't sell the public.
Right.
So, like I said, I mean, maybe you should just take Park Street deficiencies right the hell out, and not even address it, because that's not why we're
We're not taking
building.
it down because of deficiencies, right?
No,
Taking it
we're
down.
taking it down because we can't make it into a headquarters.
Because as soon as we do that, it has to meet the new codes.
So I guess the deficiencies are irrelevant if you want to build your headquarters at Park Street.
Very true.
I would say either take this out or you reword it somehow. Maybe it's just easier to take it out. I mean, these are concerns more than deficiencies.
Right, because I mean, if we're going to try to sell a new fire station project, we're selling the project, or we're presenting the project. We're not selling it. We're presenting the project.
You know what, you're right, these are more concerns than deficiencies, and maybe that's the word we change. Or take it out.
They are concerns, but who are they concerns to?
To the average person, they're not a concern to. Right? I look at it and say, oh my
I
God.
know every time I, during
There's
a
no
certain,
lateral bracing.
the doors you just put in, sometimes we can't open because the frost shifted the whole foundation up a little, and they either put your foot up against the wall, pull it, or you gotta slam it shut to get it to go shut again. And that's not because of his work, it's because of who put the footing in the beginning.
These are more like, talking points, concerns when somebody asks a question, why are you tearing down the building and replacing it? Talk about the whole project, and these are some of the concerns with the existing building and the cost to bring it up, all those things. I think that the Center Street one is we all assume everybody's aware that if it's that old and you've seen the building, we don't have to talk about the deficiencies there because everybody knows it. But then from the survey, you get the people don't even know you have a station.
Right.
So they see that station down on Park Street and they go, why do you need a new station?
So we're changing that to concerns, make it more amenable for you, Kevin?
Honestly, I don't know, like I said at the commissioners meeting, I'm not the guy that's gonna support tearing down Park Street under almost any condition.
Right. But the thing is, I mean, but. like
And it's
Jim
gonna
brought
be,
up a good
it's gonna
point.
be hard as hell for me to sit there and listen to, well, this is what's wrong. But nobody's saying there's no requirement to change it. And we don't seem to be
If we leave it, if
accepting
we
at
don't
all
do anything
of
there,
making do with what you got. We do a good job of it here. But when it comes to anything different than what we currently have, we're not willing to make do with anything other than, I mean, if you look at this, you look at the floor plans, you look at everything it's got, it's the best there is. Just like everything we do, it's the best there is. We get the best equipment, we get the best people. And you cannot say to the public, this is gonna make a difference in your safety. Because it is not. It'll make an ounce of difference in anybody's
well,
safety.
the end result
If you could,
will
I'm your guy.
have an effect in reducing response times, and that could result in better survival rates.
And addressing growth, right? That's really the reason. I wouldn't support this if we weren't addressing the growth that's occurring. I would have
Center
quit a
Street-
long time ago.
Center Street is antiquated, and it's, I mean, it's on life support. And so,
Or it died and forgot to lay down, that's what happened.
so, but when you say nothing that we do will change the service that we get, well, if something does happen to that building, which could, I mean, who knows? I mean, there's no guarantee label on the side of that son of a gun that says guaranteed 200 plus.
No.
But anything, but that's, yeah, we don't want to get into the what if moments. I totally understand that because, you know, anything could happen to any place. But you lose Center Street or you lose Park Street, that will adversely affect service. So, to an extent, I mean, alleviating the the Center Street issue, like you said, you've even said it, no one's going to argue that Center Street needs to be replaced. And again, we're going back, a lot of what we're talking about, this is the plan to accommodate the directive, which has nothing to do with the specifics at Park Street.
Kevin's right in a sense that if we do nothing with Park Street, we don't have to worry about any of this.
Absolutely.
But if we do something at Park Street, that's where these concerns or deficiencies come into effect, and that's why it more than likely has to go away.
So I don't know why
So-
we would bother listing the deficiencies, really,
I think it's a good thing to have on the side if somebody asks a question.
but not as a slide, right? It sends everybody in a, whatever, we're really
It's a
taking it
distraction.
down because we want to build the headquarters and we can't incorporate the headquarters attached to that garage. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
What you just said is 100% true, you cannot attach it.
Correct.
Since day one, I'm a no attach guy, leave it alone.
Right,
That's
and so,
your method is very inefficient for operational purposes.
but going back to what you just said, which was 100% accurate, and somebody would say, well, why can't you? And you go, well, these are some of the reasons that
Right.
you get to the point where it's easier, better, whatever the verbiage would be, to tear it down.
Right, I mean, we're building a host tower, we're building
But this,
bays
but you're right,
to accommodate our
this is
equipment.
not the reason we're coming up with this plan.
Right,
The only
It's
thing
not.
this rendition of Park Street shows that we don't currently have is a host tower. Take away the host tower, you take away that, and there's a brick building of what we have right now. It's just a garage.
with more space, right?
There's no more, is there more space in this garage bay than what we have? When I asked the question before, the answer was no.
It's about the
It's
same.
about the same.
Yeah. It might be a little more, I have to go back and look at it. What makes it bigger are the
I don't know
support
what the only
spaces.
answer is, I really don't.
Well, we don't want to lead the public down the path that we're tearing it down because of deficiencies. We're really,
Which
because,
is what I think that's like.
And if it's not deficient, why are you tearing it down? I mean, I can hear it, I can see it, I can live it,
maybe
and we're
that's
not
our
even.
fallback. Maybe that's our fallback, we move the building.
Let's see that, go from, oh, you're on page 23.
I just had to look at the floor plan to see what was, we can second guess all we want. We're not tearing it down because of deficiencies,
That's
so
not the
therefore.
page that it replaces.
I'm wondering, this is yellow, this is yellow.
No,
we have
it's
something
got a
over here
page
that's
number,
yellow.
that one's
It
way
does
back
page
in
number
32.
31.
Okay. All right.
So my thoughts are, there's no sense in stating all this because this is not why we're tearing it down.
So would you agree just to remove that whole page?
I think so.
That's
And yes, will it come up at the meeting? Why are you tearing it down? Well, we can't attach the headquarters to it
Because of all.
because of code issues. We'd have to have a standalone building separate. Will somebody say, well, why can't you do that? It's inefficient
Operation.
for operations.
How inefficient?
Well, you can
And
question
there's a door in here,
anything.
there's a door in here, you're gonna come out of the living quarters office space here, through a door into that. How many steps am I gonna have to take, and how inefficient is that gonna become?
I could do
And
that
how
too
many
if
million
you put it
dollars is
across
that
the street
inefficiency
too,
cost?
right? I mean, there's always gonna be what ifs, right?
Absolutely. And then again, what if us,
So you go and build
The
these
deck.
headquarters and then the old building then needs all kinds of repairs and it's continual maintenance issue, right? It's getting to that point. You can see every stud when you look at the walls. So, I don't know, I don't wanna second guess, we've come this far, yes, it will come up.
Take the slide out and have it, the information available for questions. That's
Right.
Yeah, I think that's best.
I mean, we know, well, yes, we don't need to actually have the list, we just know that if we attach to the building, we need to upgrade it, and it doesn't meet a lot of code issues, period.
And do we have a few copies of that port that came from on hand, if somebody wants them handed out?
Yeah,
It's
you'd
on-
read-
it's on the
you'd read
website.
it- You'd read it and go blah, 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 blah.
It's on the website currently.
Right, but we may wanna have a few copies.
So
I don't know, do
you
you
wanna
wanna take a
scrap
vote on
page
scratching it,
6?
or?
I say scrap it.
Dennis,
Yeah.
Kevin,
is that this one?
That's
Page
Center Street,
6.
deficiencies at Park Street. Page
6.
Six.
6. That's easy.
Nice.
We're gonna put the.
It's because they used it red, and red is
Red,
very
and we're gonna have to
difficult.
make it black and bigger font for that.
I don't know how it looks on that.
It won't, I don't think the page number shows up on.
Lisa,
Oh,
It might, maybe it does, I can't remember.
yeah, I would vote to scratch it. It's irrelevant.
I got it. All right.
alright, 7,
This is actually a really good picture of,
8,
It's an old picture, though, isn't
it's an older picture and it
Yeah,
doesn't
look
show
at the
all
truck.
the paint falling off.
it? We were having something serviced that day, it was,
Yes.
that's the old pickup.
Can you read the name of that truck?
LaChance.
It's-
Yeah. We have we pay for state certified safe drinking water, but we gotta flip it.
Any thoughts or comments on
We're
page
gonna
8?
get you. You won't be able to sleep tonight.
What is that?
We're gonna get so riled up by this meeting.
We're back on 7.
Oh, they took
What is
the
that?
picture from Google Earth.
Oh, so that's the Google Earth.
That's the
Oh.
Google Earth thing.
Can't we just send them a picture?
They have access to a picture of it on our website, but that's the one they chose.
Well, we don't want it to look good.
Any thoughts or comments on page 8?
Just a format
Correct.
on the
Capitalize.
foundation, capitalize the C.
Yep.
Is that what you were gonna say?
I just did that.
Just a format.
Page 9,
Yeah, there's only two genders.
there's only what?
Two genders.
Oh,
Do we have to
Oh, jeez.
go there?
Sorry.
Where are we going?
Down a rabbit hole of two genders.
Oh my god. Well, shit, we're gonna have 7 bathrooms, we must have one gender neutral, right?
I was told the other day when I was writing something and then the paragraph said something referred to either him or her, and they say that's wrong. You have to take that out and put the word there instead. I says, I'm not doing that.
Fix everything.
Right.
It's terrible, you know, put restroom on the goddamn.
Why is this all highlighted yellow?
because it's new.
It's
Oh,
new.
We didn't, that wasn't part of our,
I just have a little format thing. Some you have a period at the end and some you don't. Construction.
Hey, I wonder something. You build Sanborn Road first. Then you decommission Park Street Station, which I assume means empty it. All the equipment goes to Sanborn Road?
And Center Street, we can't fit everything in Sanborn Road, have to still continue to
Well,
do Center
yeah,
Street.
whatever's here is here, but whatever's at Park Street would go to Sanborn Road?
In theory, yeah.
Try to fit it
We're
all.
gonna try it, okay. So,
It's-
relative to that, could the layout of, no, that's not, yeah, that's Park Street. The layout of Park Street be flipped, so you could build the bays first at Park Street?
That was my fallback plan. Remember, I said we need a fallback plan,
Right,
but
Yeah, so
Wasn't one of the problems with that is your driveway is now,
the driveway
Farther
gets
down.
too
Site.
close to the on-ramp. You have no
site distance.
sight distance,
It's still about 300 and something feet. What's required?
I don't know.
I
But
don't
I
know.
but I know,
Yeah, but-
I know when we discussed this at the kitchen table, everybody said, don't move the driveway closer to the end. They wanted it.
Right, you have
where
better
it
sight
is.
distance, because people coming around the corner, you don't.
is the lot starting to get narrower yet, or is it farther
She
beyond?
put a scale on it the other day, just to look at it.
Ask the question, I probably have the pictures right
I don't mean to be a jerk, but are we looking at these, or are we gonna redesign this
Yeah.
whole thing?
Well, let's.
We're an hour and a half
I
into it
agree.
now, and I'm
We're-
just like,
here. And it's your
We're off
birthday.
topic.
well, I know, I got a bunch of people
Yeah.
over, but,
Is it gonna be cake?
no, I don't need cake.
Ice cream.
Is every one square wood page 9? 10?
The page numbers, they go away now.
yeah, no. I don't have a page for 13.
Just all pictures.
Okay,
Is
so
this just a, you can tell me it's no big deal, but I don't like the proposed station Tilton, proposed station Northfield. I
Park
don't know,
Street
it's kind of,
versus
yeah,
Sanborn.
Park Street, Sanborn Road. You know, it's kind of like them versus us,
You'll never get away from that because it exists.
but we don't have to,
We don't have to pander to it.
right?
So instead of the word Tilton, say proposed
I'd say
station,
Sanborn
Sanborn
Road.
Road.
Yeah, locations, good call.
Okay.
In the pictures, we show the address, and there's Northfield, and the address.
So you want to put that down and just put Sanborn on.
Yep,
Leave the slide. But then take-
Yeah.
yep.
So, we're up to 13, those are just the elevations.
And on the elevations though, they were gonna change it so it didn't look like brick, right? Like brick.
This, it looks kind of like brick, but they said that was the way their artist made it look like block.
So that's the color it's
That's
gonna
the
be,
colors. Close to it anyways.
which is
So-
similar to the color of the
Yes.
police station.
I only know about 12 people that if I take them outside and say point east, they're actually gonna do it.
As
no
I was gonna
way.
say front, back.
They don't know.
This is the proper way.
Oh, that's definitely proper.
That's the way,
That's how all buildings are laid out,
Yeah.
north,
Yes,
south,
it is.
east, west.
But
I know this. But I know,
It's fine, you have to worry about any of those people because they can't find their way out, so they'll be lost.
But would it be horrible to put front dash east elevation, rear dash west elevation?
I think when you look at it, you figure out is this is the front or it's the
Well,
back.
I have to take a second and go, oh, okay. Because you're,
The engineer in me said, no, it's north and it's
I
west.
don't know, I just like to
But
make things really easy.
If you wanna put front and back along with that.
That's not what, I wasn't thinking front and back, left side, right side,
What were you thinking?
facing something.
Oh.
From Sanborn Road facing the building, this is what you see.
I would use the streets facing Route 3, facing
Yeah.
132.
Do we wanna leave a diaper changing time in the
Yeah,
middle of this?
Yeah.
We're talking about adults here, figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Most people know where east and west are, right? Because 93 runs
They,
north
they
south.
might know first thing in the morning, right when the sun's setting.
I'll just do what we did in the Army when people can't figure that out. First single them out, make fun of them. They'll shut up real quick.
First thing in the morning when the sun's setting?
I do that, people tell me I'm being mean.
I get told that a lot too.
All right.
15 is the floor plan. 16 is the site plan. 17.
How big will this be displayed?
How big is the screen? That's how big it'll be.
At Wesby's Drive-In, it's pretty
And I
good
hope
size.
that I hope they looked at
They only
it
use
to
two
make
screens.
sure that it's
Well,
clear
they
when
only
they
have
put it
two
up on the
screens or
screen.
something.
I hope they've done the test run, right?
The movies on the riverfront, 34-foot wide screen from a projector, the same projector that you would use in this room.
Really?
It's amazing.
I asked that because I'm wondering
If
they're
anybody's
gonna
gonna
be able to
see
read
that, right?
anything in this white square. Do you think that's possible, or is that not?
I don't know if it's important. It's not important really. The white, everything in there right now is just, it's, you're gonna be able to see, okay, that's where the building going, and the white stuff is the parking lot.
Okay, so
So this says San Juan Road Station Tilton. That says it all.
Yeah.
We must have added that, and that's why it's red.
I don't know.
I don't know why it's red. I was,
So we want to get rid of
You wanna
Tilton
get rid
there,
of Tilton,
and the
right?
commas. If we're gonna get rid of it in one place, we,
Yeah, be consistent.
yeah.
yeah,
My next page is on numbers, yours?
not done.
yeah, the photos seem to be on
Well,
them.
this would say, just say,
Park Street.
Are we good with 17, except for removing Hilton?
Yeah.
Okay. Northfield, we're changing to Park Street.
The smell on it, that nice.
I'm gonna say, one of the nicest things about this thing is the lawn we're gonna have is fantastic.
23,
We call that a Mike Robinson lawn.
24, we're scratching Northfield. Any issues there? What's the community training one?
Should that be like community/training?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, the way it reads is we're only doing community training there, we're not doing firefighter training, and we're not doing any meetings or.
The proposed costs. On 27. And that, those are subject to change with the guaranteed maximum price.
Yeah, these are really placeholder numbers
I'll
right
just
now.
say for fun, I don't know, $8 million.
Let's cross the 8 million out and change that to.
Let's change that to 4.
All those in favor?
28, same thing. 29,
Do we need this .000? Does that kind of just make it look funny?
Where?
all
No,
the
it
dollars.
makes it-
Oh, yeah.
The numbers.
$8,900,000.
I don't know, if I write a report and
Makes
we're
it
not gonna
long,
balance it
makes
to the cents.
We can get rid
Does
of
that make
those.
sense?
Is this $1 trillion or
I'll get rid of those.
Right,
It's
it makes it look like it's 8,
Those are the same people that don't know east from west.
Right.
I don't know,
Especially if they're all 0, 0.
right,
Yeah.
we're not gonna be cutting it to the penny, I hope.
Okay, 29. How are you gonna get the proposed numbers?
That Florero was supposed to give those to me,
Okay,
and still waiting.
So, as I'm reading the maintenance, we're currently spending $23,000 on Center Street and
That
$7,600
was the budget this year for,
on Park Street.
for both of those.
And what does that
And
include?
the new building will cost us $2,000.
That's a guess, really, because it's a new building, it's not gonna require too
Probably
much
won't
in
even
maintenance.
require that
It's
for the
gotta be-
first several years, right?
And the way that it's designed, being mostly block and cement, I can't imagine.
Well, there's not like, those numbers don't include like cleaning supplies or,
This is building maintenance, correct?
Yeah.
So maybe we need the word building. It's kind of a flag.
you know.
We
Well,
can't-
you know, it's like you propose, you would think that you wouldn't have any maintenance
Right,
in a brand new building. But at some point, you're going to, a couple of years down the road, I don't know.
You always have, I mean, you
There's
maintain your brand new car. Right?
Yeah, you're gonna be changing, ventilation filters, things like that, that's all part of maintenance. Service contracts for the,
HVA.
HVAC and, those types of things.
so the 2,000 may not be enough.
I think it's enough. Air filters don't cost that much. The biggest part is probably, we'll have to do
Contractors.
contracting out some of that stuff. Once we know where all the filters are and, and stuff like that, we can change them ourselves on the schedule. I do at home.
Any comments on 29?
What is this?
Design. It says.
Oh, it's like,
That's on 30, we're back on 29.
I'm sorry.
The personnel, you've got the 8 new personnel, and the way that the last bullet is written is it makes it sound like that's already a done deal, and
Oh,
Well,
I think I'm not sure.
you know,
if you build the building,
yeah,
the personnel's a done deal. Because if you build the building and don't
They
put
will.
anybody in it, you've just wasted $20,000.
well, should the word proposed be in there, or? Because that's gonna be something that would have to be voted on as well at this meeting. It's not like, all right, when we're all done, we're just gonna go out and hire 8 new people without getting authorization to
budget
do
for
it. And this is projected.
It's part of the plan though, Tim.
It is part of it,
Right.
but
It's the way it's, of course, there's the
It's
extra
all part
dot.
and parcel.
The range is because it's depending on insurance options, right?
right.
Yes.
It makes it sound like that's a separate item. Shouldn't
So
it be
should
right
that be-
after it?
Or indented in,
Or
or
right after?
asterisk or something.
Or
Shouldn't
Will
be,
it fit right
shouldn't be a
across
separate
it,
bullet.
depending
Right.
on insurance
Yeah.
option? And that, you probably don't even need to say single, double, or family, depending on insurance options,
So I'll just move
all
that
on
in.
one line,
I'll
right?
move that in, or leave it after.
Right
put
after
this
the
after
nine
this.
eighty-four,
All
Yeah,
right,
bracket,
yeah.
depending on insurance
insurance
option.
options. And what's the starting?
Leave out single, double, or family.
Yeah,
it's
Someone asked, that's an easy
options.
answer.
I think everybody knows what the options are in health insurance.
And what's the separate bullet starting after completion of
The
That's what
8
people
new personnel.
There's well other place to put them, right?
Oh, okay, I'm reading them as each one's a line item, but they're all, it's all one bullet, not three.
So this is definitely in the plan with the commissioners?
Well, it keeps coming up, but it's not like we've,
I'm just curious, because I'm just like, if it's not, I mean, I know what you're saying,
Building and
However-
building.
To stretch my leg, I'm sorry if I
Oh.
kick you.
No,
well, I
go
mean,
ahead, Gary.
you could have that discussion now about wanting the additional manpower now, but you have no place to have them.
right?
If we had a place right now, there'd probably be at least 2 people in the 26 budget. If we had a place to put them.
There'd be 2 people.
2 people per shift,
No,
Right.
yeah.
yes.
In the 26, the budget you're building right now, or well into building, would have more people in it if we had a place for them to hang their hat.
Absolutely true.
So the project is
Okay.
giving us that room, and obviously,
Right,
call volume will justify it.
no, absolutely, I just don't want to go like to Kevin's point about misleading, I mean, it's like, well, is this something we're gonna do? I totally understand it, I know what's going on there, and the point with, why build a building if you're not gonna put anybody in? There's all those arguments, I understand that, I just wanted, is
I
that
think
something?
there's a damn good understanding here, because 4 of the 6 people that stay will have served as well.
Commissioners, right?
So, I mean, I think the understanding is pretty good understanding, I believe.
Right. Well, and sometimes that makes us too close to
Right.
Yeah.
the issue, and you gotta remember how to
Step
present.
back, think outside the box, that's where I'm from.
So Sanborn Road will be finished construction in 2027?
I don't know if they've actually, I think so,
You do?
Or
at the beginning of spring
28,
of 2028 maybe.
20,
Yeah, because, what they say, 18-month building period for the building?
I can't remember, that's why I'm asking.
Could be
And
a
so,
whole-
if it passes in March, it's like a 4 to 6 month ramp up, then 18 months,
So
and maybe,
early 28.
28, so,
Yeah.
and the only reason I'm asking is maybe,
and maybe that's,
Maybe we could have the 28 district meeting in the base of that Reading Road.
There you go.
I don't know, people might look at it and go, well, we're gonna hire these people. There's no projection. We're just projecting annual operating costs after 2028? See what I'm saying?
after completion
Of Park Street.
of Park Street,
Oh, actually,
Of the whole project.
of the project,
The
after
demolition.
completion of project.
because it's not complete until the building
Right.
over here is
Using-
torn down, right?
Using
Well,
2025 for
true,
projected
but
2020,
Operationally,
2030
it doesn't
completion.
matter whether
I
that
think-
building's still there or not.
I don't know, maybe I'm making it more confusing than it needs to be. In my
Well, I
mind,
think
I'm
it's-
saying it's not next year, it's in 2030, right?
Why don't we ask Lorero if this passes, what is the projected, and I think at some point they probably have said it, but I don't remember it. What is the expected projected completion date? Year?
I'm sure the question's
Because they're
come
gonna
up
say a
anyway.
date and it's gonna be wrong. Because it'll probably be later than whatever date they say today.
Okay, so you're gonna have them change starting after completion at Park Street and then comma in the year? Is that,
And I think I would just leave it. I was thinking starting after completion of the project. I guess I don't. It's not-
At project completion.
Right. I mean, it's not like we're gonna ask you at the district meeting to vote to approve this building, and at the same time, we're gonna ask you for $984,000 for additional personnel.
We're gonna ask
That's-
the next one, article right next year. after it's
Okay,
completed.
so,
But
so
So
that we
I
can
wanna be
change
clear, I
it.
wanna be clear, so the title, projected annual operating costs at the project's completion. Is that okay?
using 2020, and it's
Using
not,
2025
it has
data.
not been inflated.
Using 2025 data, because I can't predict what it's gonna be in 2028 or 2029.
And this slide's important because both boards of selectmen asked this
Asked
question.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and Tilton was coming at it from, the costs at Tilton PD were more than they had anticipated. You know,
Like the electric bill and water bill and stuff like that.
So what's the heading gonna be?
Projected annual operating cost at the project's completion. Using 2025 data.
That's not even clear, it's
It's long.
projected annual operating costs.
Additional operating, no,
or-
Projected future annual operating costs.
Okay, that would be better.
Does that make it simple?
Keep it simple.
Future
additional operating costs.
annual operating costs.
Using
How
2025.
do you guys do drill ceremonies next month?
Okay, and then
Thank you, Lisa.
at the last bullet, you're gonna put starting at project completion, or starting after completion of project.
Is that necessary? Because we're
I
just saying
think
it's
it's-
future.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary or not.
We'll just
I'd get
leave it out.
I'd get rid of that
No,
last line.
we'll take the whole bullet out.
Yeah.
So under personnel, we're gonna say 8 new personnel depending
On insurance options.
options. And that's it?
And that's it.
Okay.
And I'd take option plural, right?
Options, depending on which
Depending
option
on
the
insurance,
employee
insurance
option.
options.
Yeah. Is it plural? Because you're only picking one insurance.
You got 8, oh, but you got 8 people picking an option. Tomato,
I'll
tomato, that's fine.
I'll throw it into Grammarly and see what it says.
Okay, page 30,
The D,
spelling on the first word.
Easing and construction.
And then we'll have all those numbers on the third.
What is not including Tilton Mountain Fire Department costs?
That's,
Our
that's
testing,
checking.
right.
And this is where this page comes
So you've got another clerk of the works, $1 million.
in. So when you,
I'll take
the
that.
clerk of the works,
I was wondering what qualifications were.
generally
Probably more qualified
get
than-
1 to 5% of the cost of the project. And you would go out to bid on it, or do an RFP and choose the clerk of the works through that process. Clerk of the works is the owner's representative, on-site representative. The clerk of the work reviews all the invoices processed, submitted for processing for payment to make sure that it's appropriate. The clerk of the works also make sure that the building is being built to the contract that they signed with the contractor. I know this because I did this.
Oh, yeah, and an on-site representative does a lot.
So it's
I've done
another
it too.
600,000
Yeah.
to $1,400,000 plus permit fees.
Yeah.
So, permit fees.
Well, you know, the water district's gonna have a fee, that, I don't know what it is yet. I don't think the town of either town, or they may charge us a building permit fee.
That might not fly with. How do you justify that?
Take it.
So we don't, the fire district does not charge, the school district does not charge either town
Right,
any fees for anything,
and they should.
but we could if we wanted to. And likewise, the municipalities could if they wanted to. And in fact, Knoxfield was trying to charge us fees until I pointed out the fact to them that when the DPW burnt down and all the rebuilding and stuff, I says, we didn't charge you anything
Nothing.
for that. And then they said, oh, okay, then nothing, then we won't charge you.
But there'll be state permit fees, there's gonna be the water, the
This-
drainage, this fees.
Yes, this fees, I just don't know what they are.
Right.
And I don't know, I don't think it's gonna be a tremendous number, but at the same time, I don't know what all the fees are going to be at this point in time.
Okay, so the chief is gonna get back in touch with Lorero. Do you wanna see the finished product before we give it the go-ahead?
I think we can rely on the chief to review it.
I just was, it occurred to me, one of these other numbers doesn't seem right. Slide number 4. Emergency call volume has increased over 50% in 10 years. If you do the math from 1506 to 2195, that's not 50%.
I thought we discussed that the last one.
69%.
It's not 69%. 50% of 1506, tell me if I'm doing this wrong, would be 750 calls. 753. If you add 753 to 1506, you would be at 2259. 2259 is larger than the number that you have for 2014 calls, therefore it's less than 50%. Just
It's an
barely less.
increase.
But one of the slides you sent out said 69%. It's like, no. I was
Where's my
understood,
calculator?
the way you did percent was,
It's an
It's
increase of
the difference.
You take the,
Divided by the base.
Right.
Right.
In here, because we're saying it's increased, you use the 1506.
It's 45.75.
Right, it's not 50%.
It's 1506 to 2195, it's 45.75.
almost 50%.
Well, that's not 50.
Almost isn't gonna work. So 45.7.
There's another.
Well, there was another copy of this that got emailed
No,
out.
something we had tonight said,
Call volume, Kevin?
where's the paper that?
It's just slightly under.
The paper that Paul gave us. Right here, on this paper.
Yeah.
Number 4 says even split, but then it says 45 and 40.
Well, oh, right.
Well, how about we just get rid of the percent and said
We got rid of
has
that anyway,
increased,
didn't
We did?
we? Yeah.
has increased
We got rid
from,
of all that.
We got rid of number 4?
You either have to get rid of the percentage or
Or
the
the-
We're
actual
not
numbers.
using this at all.
right.
And what that is a comparison of one facility to two, and then it goes on to say that one facility, 1% is for a single facility, 40% would. You're right,
Confusing.
yeah,
Confusing.
yeah, we
So we're not
decided.
using
We're not using it
Yeah.
anyway, so.
So
Yeah,
I
we don't wanna sit
would
there and
propose
do math in our head.
either we do the number of calls or we change that to nearly 50%
I'd
or
just do the numbers.
yeah, take the percentage right
Has
out.
increased from 1506.
has increased in the last 10 years from.
And get rid of
Or
the
you
over.
could give the number of the
You
actual
give the
difference
actual.
between,
No, just let them do this now. I mean, they're, well, they don't know north and south, east and west.
I don't know, I hate saying stuff like that, but
I'm gonna go back to what Paul said, you know, we're gonna have a diaper change in the middle of it.
I mean for the residents, not for their kids.
Right, no, I know what you mean.
Paul, this meeting is being recorded.
I think it confuses,
Can
because you
people
know what it
listen?
does, it makes everybody
I
try
can
to do
make
the
a
math
comment,
in
so
their
I can
head,
read.
right?
Yeah,
That's what it made me.
well, hopefully people listen to them, but I better show up that meeting, know where Creek West is.
So,
Okay, so what do we want that bullet to say?
Emergency call volume has increased from 1,506 calls in 2024 to 2,195 calls in 2024.
2014.
2014, right.
Yeah.
I said it wrong. It's written correctly.
Emergency call volume has increased from 1,506 calls in 2014 to 2,195 calls in 2024.
Period.
Period.
Period. All right, so are we content that Lorero and the chief will make these changes to our liking, or is our liking likely to change?
Well, I'm,
I don't know, he misspelled design for God's sake.
well, I was gonna say, I would think that the chief has got all the notes down there and that they will make all the changes that we've requested.
The
And they will probably send a updated one out, which the chief could then mail out to us.
Yeah,
Well, are we still meeting on Monday?
that's where I'm going with this.
If I get this to them tomorrow morning,
He was leading.
maybe they can have it back to me and we can see it before our next meeting.
Well,
If indeed we need a next meeting.
I don't think we need a meeting next Monday. Do you? What do you guys think?
I still have one more handout if you guys want to look at
Oh,
it.
let's do that.
Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
So the other handout is furniture, fixtures, and equipment. I've been working on that.
So you wanna go over the whole thing?
Well,
Well, is this where you got the numbers over here?
yes, on the amended version, yeah. And so it's split into two groups. Equipment that you can buy out of the apparatus and equipment fund, and the other stuff would have to come out of operating.
Which is which?
Which is
So
which?
the green is apparatus and equipment fund, and if you look at the last page, it'll show you. And the blue is operating. So it's basically, around $300,000 total, with $100,000 out of apparatus and equipment fund, and $200,000 out of operating. And this could be done through I would do this portion of the budget through the annual appropriations as needed for the building, and not something that you bond. You wouldn't,
Oh, because you won't need this.
you won't need all of it at
At
once.
What's the difference between the decon dryer and the gear dryer
Where is that?
on the front page? Big stuff, it says. I love that, big stuff.
Yeah, that was me.
It's fine.
Plum events.
The
Oh,
exhaust
no,
inside.
it's a brand name. So wherever you have Lorero, what's that mean? It's included in their project?
Yes, that's
Okay.
included in the project
So
cost.
it's already in
and-
the bond cost
Yes, and the other stuff where it was already purchased is stuff that we
you have.
have purchased. I'll look at that, Kevin, that's probably a typo thing.
Same piece of equipment.
Yeah.
What are we paying $2,000 for a move?
So, I went through this today. There are 6 pieces of equipment that need to be moved. 4 of them are Park Street. So when Sanborn Road is completed, we're gonna At that point, Park Street is going to be decommissioned. So you have to move the gear washer, the extractor, the gear dryer, the SCBA compressor, and the SCBA washer from Park Street to Sanborn Road. That's 4 pieces of equipment, times 2, is $8,000. When Park Street is completed, you're going to take the extractor and gear dryer from Center Street, move them to Park Street. At the same time, you're going to take the SCBA compressor and the SCBA washer and move them from Sanborn Road back to Park Street. That's 4 more moves, another $8,000, total $16,000. They're fairly,
I know they're bulky, they're heavy and all that, but god dang.
You gotta load them on a flatbed.
yeah, they
Is
have,
that also
they have to,
uninstalling and
you have to uninstall everything and reinstall everything. That's including all the chemicals and the piping and all that kind of stuff.
Who's IPP?
Industrial Protection Products out of Salem, New Hampshire. We use them for a lot of things. We bought our SCBA's from them, we buy a lot of equipment from them. So what's not included in here, the only thing that I don't have really pricing yet is the fire station alerting system and the,
What is that?
so when Lakes Region sends us on a call, the signal received by a machine in the fire station that turns on the lights, things like that, and over the PA we hear the tones and stuff like that. That's what a fire station alerting system is.
How do we don't have that now.
We do,
We do.
yes. Not in Park Street, but we do at Center Street.
We need another L in this installation.
Installation.
Very last line, first blue.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
No, that's good.
I've proofread a lot of documents.
The problem is, I guess it's a problem that I've had my whole life, is that I learned how, I'm from Boston area, and I learned how to spell phonetically, and that's not good for correct spelling. And I have 4 college degrees, and I still cannot properly spell.
Well, that was just a typo. I catch typos. I don't know why my eye catches it.
Although I do a crossword puzzle every single day to try and help me improve on my spelling, because it's kind of fun at the same time, and
Yeah,
rather than just saying
yeah.
installation, INSTAL,
So what's the total?
around 300,000. What's fortunate in
So
this,
if-
in this scenario is we don't have to build any towers for the antennas or anything like that for radios, because they're all done. That's big money.
So if the 21 million passes when you want all this stuff, I'll be your man. So, look, you already spent the money, 300,000 squat.
And it won't be all, it wouldn't be all at once, it would be a little bit here, you know, as the operating budgets go, as needed.
Well, as the buildings are phased in. which
Yeah.
one-
Right.
Let's get the second ball. Yeah.
But like you said, the school district doesn't worry about that.
Yeah,
And then they come out
Well,
with
you know
millions
what,
of dollars
Lisa?
short, right?
Thankfully, not all of our municipal entities operate the way they do.
I tell you, I'm too close to that. I sat on the district budget committee one year. I was just like, I'm gonna go to jail if I stay here
I've been asked multiple times, I even won a write-in once, and I'm like, you are talking to the wrong board, because I'm not your guy.
Okay, so, next meeting, we have one scheduled for Monday, are we keeping that?
We don't need
No, think we did it.
Well, I wanna
My
get a
opinion is
consensus.
no.
I'm not available.
And that was our last scheduled one before the outreach. Is there any
Are we
reason?
gonna meet
I think we should.
between having the numbers and the outreach?
Yes, I think absolutely we should.
I'm thinking we really.
Well, and I think we also need to talk about how the presentation's gonna go. Are we relying on Lorero to do the presentation? Are we relying on you to do the presentation with their expertise? Or am I welcoming people and opening the presentation and then handing it over to you, or are we handing it over to Lorero? What are we gonna do for a wrap up at the end? How are we gonna facilitate question and answers?
Yeah, okay, so we'll discuss that at our next meeting. So our next meeting, we need it after the 3rd, because that's when we'll
Is that a guaranteed day, the 3rd,
Yep.
for those numbers?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the 4th, I actually have in my calendar as a.
That's
Oh,
all.
I do too, I have it
Yeah, I
already
cannot.
scheduled.
That's election day.
Because that's when
I
it
thought-
normally would have been.
Election day for who elected.
I know, sir.
I don't know, it comes up on my calendar
Yeah,
election day.
it's in every calendar, yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
November
I don't think,
I
It's
don't
always
think
the
there's
second
any
Tuesday in
municipal
November, but I don't
elections
think there's
here.
any-
There is in Franklin.
Laconia has an election that day, yes, elect the mayor and city
So
council.
are we good with the 4th?
I'm not, I will not be.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just will not be.
How about the 5th? I'm sorry, you said that
No.
once. I
No, that's good.
didn't- Is the 5th okay?
Wednesday. It's good for me. You know.
I can make it work. I'm surprised Kevin hasn't gone back to a paper calendar.
I can't write. Actually, I found a 2019 empty printed calendar book under the seat of my truck last week.
Brand new, never been used.
Never been turned.
So
So-
that's a go then?
Are you good on the 5th, Kevin?
I'm trying
He's trying to
to.
find his
I'm
calendar.
trying to.
You have a folder that says under the seat.
And I keep getting. Okay, here's November. November 4th.
5th.
That's Tuesday.
5th.
Yeah.
What's this?
It's Wednesday the 5th, right? Kevin? Wednesday the 5th, not the 4th.
Oh,
We're trying to do it, we already had it scheduled on the 4th, but we're moving it to the 5th.
5th.
Dennis can't make it on the 4th, so.
November 5th, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Different, very important meeting.
Are you good?
Monday's our
Okay.
first, our second
Our
budget
next
meeting.
meeting will be Wednesday, November 5th at 5:30. That's a full moon. And we're going to scrap our scheduled meeting on the 27th,
First time.
okay?
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7:41.